that this bifurcation of the silver market price so as to provide the illusion of a real physical price, whereas it is in fact determined by a bilaterally settled price off the grid. Yeah, look, this is a great place to start, Shane, and really to give us a better view into the footprints in the multi-trillion-dollar gold market. Let's start by looking at these same actors' easier to read footprints in silver, as the smaller silver market actually provides us a clearer window into what is the deliberately opaque world of central bank managed gold markets. Now, also what I want to do at the same time is really to answer a myriad of questions from really understandably delusioned silver investors on how is it possible when we now witness gold reaching today again and closing yesterday at all-time highs, why silver is not by now also trading at its 2011 all-time $50 highs. I mean, this is a question, and to be honest, I must get 10 calls a day from really savvy people saying, what's going on? And using more colorful language than that. Now let's step back and look at the silver cartel structure. And while we're looking at these same actors, it's really how the foreign exchange silver markets differ from the Basel III-compliant delivery gold markets. But hence there's a difference. But as we will see, the natural forces are about to catch silver up to gold in a very, very dramatic way.
According to Andrew Maguire, there was significant discussion in December 2022 regarding the LBMA silver presentation from November 28th. He claimed that this presentation offered an unusual glimpse into the LBMA's smoke and mirrors tactics, which were reportedly a reaction to the striking price disparity between the silver market and the high-premium physical market. Maguire suggested that the disparity between these markets had forced the LBMA into a corner, ultimately revealing, for the first time, the existence of a cartel manipulating the silver market. Maguire pointed out that the presentation highlighted a glaring disconnect between the tight supply wholesale physical markets and the low, manipulated prices generated by paper trades. He indicated that this disconnect had become an embarrassment for the LBMA. The presentation, according to Maguire, was an effort to defend the practice of a 100-to-1 paper settle market. The justification provided was that such a market structure was necessary to offer services to miners and maintain market leverage, despite the evident manipulation and the physical market's high premiums.
Meaning, it's actually okay for the leveraged paper silver markets to set the price for each single ounce of physically held silver, fractionally underpinning 100 ounces of paper silver. Ludicrous. Now, this video I can understand 5 times, 3 or 4 times, in order to flywheel certain producer financing, etc., etc. 100-to-1. This video presentation was the first admission of the silver cartel's existence, whose footprints we've been exposing for decades. Amazingly, this video is still available on the LBMA's website. I don't know how much longer for. And as you recall, Shane, we looked in granular detail at this embarrassing presentation in our December 2022 Live from the Vault episode. But in summary, the presentation title pretty much said it all. They called it, what does capricious mean? It means inconsistent, fickle. But history actually shows that there is nothing inconsistent about the LBMA cartel fixed price. It is consistently and without exception, it fixes the global silver prices well below the actual deliverable wholesale physical silver price. That is what is confusing even the largest wholesale brokers that we deal with. And this makes an absolute farce of the daily global silver fix that is supposed to benchmark a deliverable silver price globally. And what the fix consistently benchmarks is actually a paper settlement price that is netted out just on the books of this daisy chain of highly leveraged LBMA members, these member banks, which we call the cartel, with actually very little physical, ever-changing hands. Instead, these same actors collude to actually then flywheel sufficient paper market volume into the siloed US futures markets to technically chart paint, really, their cartel-defined synthetic ranges that can be profitably gamed by their high-frequency trading algos, which is leading the specs by the nose to automate buy and sell orders at these synthetic pivots that they create. And this so-called professional trade uses these useful fools to ensure that this bifurcation of the silver market price so as to provide the illusion of a real physical price, whereas it is in fact determined by a bilaterally settled price off the grid, which you don't see because it's one-on-one settlements. Now, the cartels, so-called professional traders, referred to in this LBMA presentation, are orchestrated by the four key market-making volume banks, listed on the quarterly Office of the Comptroller Precious Metal Report. You only have to have a look. Identify JP Morgan, Goldman, Bank of America, Citi. All of them have big skin in the game.
Andrew Maguire has suggested that having skin in the game is problematic, as a true market maker should not have a directional agenda. He recently highlighted the backdoor loadout from COMEX vaults, which he claims exposes the cartel's Achilles heel to a more polarized global market. According to Maguire, the market has shifted to the COMEX to directly access physical silver at prices only slightly above the manipulated paper price, which he sees as evidence of the cartel's greed backfiring. This shift, he argues, indicates a growing demand for physical delivery within the typically cash-settled COMEX futures markets. Maguire also referred to previous discussions about the LBMA's so-called professional trade and its refusal to fulfill over 2,000 tons of silver orders from Indian and Chinese refineries, as well as major European refiners like Valcombi. These orders were placed at the spot silver price with a small premium expected. The refusal to deliver on these orders, according to Maguire, signaled to multipolar buyers that silver is significantly undervalued. This situation, he suggests, has revealed the true nature of the LBMA silver, often referred to as the London professional trade or simply the cartel.